University Online 2020. This is an exciting day. We are kicking it off. This is the second day of the week, and we have a lot of guests that are going to be joining on the session for today, as it is the first time that we take the opportunity to actually live stream this on Facebook. So if you are attending on Facebook, know that I'm here with an audience. We're having a great time on Zoom. We've been going on for 2 weeks now. We're on the second week of a 3-week adventure where we have talks happening every day. We have masterminds happening every day, co-elevation sessions, practices. And what we wanted to do is give you a taste to be able to see what's happening here at Mindvalley University Online 2020. And so if you're on Facebook, check it out. We're going to have an amazing session with the one and only Marie Diamond. And I have a feeling that a few of us have been spending just a little more time at home these days. And so we're definitely going to take the time to understand what does the home play as far as the energy that flows within your home and what you can do to maximize this to be more optimized in the session today. Now, following Marie Diamond's session, we're going to be doing this for about 60 minutes. We're going to take a short break, and then we're going to have an additional session with Vishen Lakhiani himself. And of course, we close our day with our masterminds. For those of you on the live stream, you're going to get a chance to see Marie Diamond's session in its full entirety. So sit back, enjoy. If you're in the middle of something, this is the time you can take a pause, interact live with us. And for everyone here on the Zoom, so glad to see everyone. I know I'm seeing people from around the world. I've seen the Netherlands. I've seen Ottawa, Canada, which I do want to acknowledge. That is also my hometown. And so I am excited. I hope you are too. Marie Diamond herself has created the Diamond Method, the Diamond Feng Shui method about everything that we do here. And I want to see who here is a student of Feng Shui Life. Does anybody know their energy number? And so for me, I know I am a bringer of light. I am a number 3. If you know your energy number, put it in the chat right now. I see a 3 from Anna as well. So I'm seeing a few of you here. We got the 7 from Trixie. Hillary is also a number 3. So Mary's a number 3. All right. I see you all, you 3s. And I know we're going to go deeper into the subject right now. So Feng Shui, what is it all about? It's amazing to see the concepts and the way that it's been translated to be understood and how you can do all these optimizations yourself. Marie Diamond is an amazing teacher to have on the Mindvalley platform, and she is here for you to share some amazing insights. Before I bring her on, just know that if you are here on the Zoom, there is a Q&A function. So any questions you have, make sure to use that function to ask those questions. We'll be voting them up. So if you see a question you want to ask, you can definitely thumbs it up. I'll make sure to bring those in. We're going to do a 20 minutes of teachings, and then we'll do a short Q&A until we go into a second part where we will finish with a Q&A as well. So without further ado, let's give a warm welcome, big round of applause. Marie Diamond is joining us live. Marie, the floor is yours, and thank you so much for being here.
Well, how amazing to be on Mindvalley Online. Thank you so much, Mindvalley and the whole team, and so excited to be with all of you. I know we are from the sacred space in our home. We are together, but we are together. So we have to really focus on that. So I'm super excited. I am here in the south of France at the French Riviera, and I've been really enjoying my summer, but the summer can't get better if we don't have Mindvalley Online. So I'm super happy to share with you a little bit about the sacred space that you're going to create in your home. And we're going to talk about a little bit first about how to create a sacred space around you, but then also making sure you create some sacred space in your own heart. Because right now, a lot of us are going through some turmoil, some difficulties. It's challenging. We don't know what the future is bringing. And we're like, what can we do? What can we do practically, but also energetically, to making sure we have a sacred space both around us and in our heart? And so I'm going to bring you first into talking about the home, and then we're going to take some questions. Then we're going into talking really about the sacred space in your heart and bring you to a meditation to really release any stress and pain and sadness and, you know, all the emotions that have been waiting on your heart during this time. And then also go back into some time to answer questions. You ready for that? So lovely. I'm so happy we have a lot of people on the call, and I see from all over the world. So that is super wonderful. So let me share my screen for a moment. And okay. So like I shared with you, today I want to create a sacred space in your home and heart. And now that we have gone through this, we're not gone through it completely yet, but we are in that time of being in our home. We need to also find out what is that home really about. And the word home has this two letters in it, and I call it the two most sacred words is Om, right? O-M. And this is about finding the light and finding the love, finding your purpose, finding your true essence. And we are always going out in the world to find that. But what if you can activate your home to find your own? Yeah, to find what is really going on with you. What are you here for? What is your purpose? So some of you already know that I'm also one of the people in The Secret and many other movies connected with the law of attraction. And when I started studying the law of attraction, I really understood that there were 3 levels of the law of attraction to connecting with that sacred space in myself, with that light, with that love that is in me, connecting with your soul, your spirit, whatever you call that yourself. And so when I started studying feng shui, my grandmaster shared with me that there were 3 aspects, and that most people use level 1 and level 2, but they don't really focus so much on the 3rd aspect of that attraction law. And the first one is, of course, when we are connecting with our soul directly through meditation, through prayer, then we are actually connecting in with our soul. We're connecting with our divine presence. We're connecting with that sacredness that we all have. Some people call it your divinity, your God self, your higher self. But whatever you call it, it is that sacred space in you, that sacred energy in you. And we're going to connect with that in our second part of our presentation. But this is real. This is an aspect that through all religion, through philosophies, we all connect with. And I hope you do that. I hope you meditate every day. There's wonderful teachers in Mindvalley that can help you with that too. And as you're connecting with that part, you are definitely every day in connection with that part of your sacred space in yourself. Now, the law of attraction, when we are doing meditation and prayer, we already are connecting in with the law of attraction, with our divine connection with the law of attraction. And that is responsible for about 1/3 of the results of the law of attraction. So meditation, prayer are super important to do that every day, because we are then attracting the sacred energy around us, and sacred teachers and sacred knowledge and sacred practices and sacred outcome of our life. But this is second part, and I call that the human luck. And that is how you think, how you feel, and what do you do. And so I would say that is what in the self-help in Mindvalley we definitely are focusing on a lot, because we are redirecting our thoughts, feelings, and actions to be as sacred as possible, to be as high vibrational as possible, with the most high intention, the most high value. And that is definitely very important in law of attraction, but it's not everything. Okay, so it's like 1/3 of connecting with the law of attraction, having better results of what you want to attract by really making sure your thoughts, feelings, and actions have the highest frequencies, the highest vibration possible. And I would definitely say the first one of the key one for that human luck is gratitude. Yeah. So you cannot really create a sacred space in your life, in yourself, in the world, if we don't have gratitude. So that is why I started also by expressing my gratitude to Mindvalley, to Vision, to the team, the most amazing team that Mindvalley is, and all of you to take time. in your busy schedule to take time in the chaos of the world to be together in a sacred online space that we're just creating here. That is the gratitude. So express your gratitude, but also to yourself, that you are every day moving forward, you're every day growing, you're every day expanding your law of attraction, you're every day expanding yourself to the next level of your existence. So thumbs up for yourself, pat yourself on the shoulder for that. There's a third part, and we call that the earth luck. And that is when I started studying about law of attraction, and I started really connecting with law of attraction since I was 7 years old. So this is like, a celebration of 50 years right now. But I understood only at 15 that the environment was so important. And I started practicing some basic principles on feng shui. And what is feng shui? It is actually working with the sacred energy of your home, and to make sure that you uplift the vibration of your home so that you will attract more success, more abundance, more health, better relationships, that your relationships go to a next level of vibration and intention, but also to be more inspired. So at 15, I started studying that, and I became a feng shui master around my 40. And I really understood, because I could see the energy. As a child, I was born clairvoyant, and I could see the energy. If there were places that people had a lower vibration, then their thoughts, feelings, and actions would also be lower. When they had a place with high sacred vibration and high light and love in their environment, then they would feel better. And of course, now we are really at home, right? So most of us have been really in lockdown or more at home than you ever imagined. And so knowing that your home is a space where you can uplift yourself, this is a space where you can enlighten yourself, where you can be inspired. You don't have to go in the world all the time to do that, but there are some principles to do that. There are some steps to do that. And these steps are called the energy system feng shui, what actually means wind and water and means the flow of life. And this is also responsible for 1/3 of your law of attraction. So this is the part that most people have not connected with. Yeah. Now, in order to really get there, we need to make sure that you look at the most sacred space in the space that you have. And everyone has what we call a success direction. So we're using the compass to find out the flow, and each one of you has a direction that is more successful than another direction. And so it could be southwest, northeast, east, or west. And that's why I was asking some of you, what is your energy number, right? And so how can you find that out? So you can actually go to the free app that we have, the Marie Diamond app, and on both for iPhones and Android phones. And you go to the app, you put in your birthday. So you have to choose male or female, right? And it's really your birthday gender. Right? So it is how you are born into this world, because it connects in with your DNA. And then you put in your birthday, yeah? And as you put in your birthday, then you also will receive this compass. And you see on this compass, this is for somebody that we found out has energy number 7. And every number has an archetype. And this is how you express the sacred energy in yourself, how you express your soul purpose, how you express who you truly are. But connected with that, and you can click on the little arrow here and then get more of that, of course, not on the screen, but on the app, you will all see that you have a success energy. And you see on this app right now, like for number 7, this is the Northwest. So one of the things I would love for you to do is to get to the app, yeah? And let me just stop sharing my screen for a moment. Yeah. So this is the app. Okay. This is now for number 6. For number 6, it is actually, you see here, the blue. Yeah. This is where the success is for the number 6. So anyone who's number 6. Then you take this app, you hold it in your hands, and you stand in the center of a room that is important. And so there are 3 rooms that I always go to first focus on the law of attraction. That can be your bedroom. It can be your office and workspace. You can also go to your living space, yeah? And you hold it in the center. You hold it on the level of your heart. You hold like in your hands, like you cherish this little piece. And then as you're holding it, you will see after you have filled this in, that it will indicate where is that direction. So for this person, number 6 right now, it is over there, yeah? What you will then do is to try to see what is there at this moment, yeah? What is in that direction? Whatever is in that direction has been helping to manifest or to block your law of attraction. So that means that if you are, for example, having a lot of clutter in that area, you have been blocking the flow of energy. You have to think about the flow of energy as like a flow of water. And so it's like when you put clutter there, you're like putting a dam up and you're saying to the universe, don't bring me the abundance, don't bring me the energy. So this is one of the things I would love for you to do is check first, have you have any clutter in that area? Plus, you also have to check what is there at this moment. Yeah. So in your success direction, in your bedroom, you go for things that are connected with romance, of course, right? In your office, it should be about what you want to accomplish in your business, in your career. You can also, in the living room, think more, this is about family. This is about, coming together as a community. So go and check out what is there, and you'll be so surprised. Yeah, you'll be surprised because you will have things there that perhaps are telling the interesting aspect, the opposite aspect of what you really want to accomplish. I always tell people your home is like a 3-dimensional vision board. Yeah, it's not just a vision board you make on paper, but can you imagine you are doing, for example, the life book, or you have a vision board, put that in your success direction, put products and services and amazing books, perhaps the latest book of vision, right? You could put that in your success direction. So as you are putting things in that success direction, you create a sacred space, a sacred area in your home to manifest your goals, to manifest what you really want to accomplish. So that is the first step I would love for you to work on. Yeah. Now, one of the things that we can also do is work with crystals. So crystals have the ability to put a sacred intention into your space. And that can be used for everyone. So what I'm telling now is nothing to do with you personally, but for everyone. So if you do have a crystal, make sure, first of all, the crystals that you have, wash them first. And wash them with lavender soap or in sea salt water, and then put them outside and literally put them out there around noon, like when there's beautiful sunlight, and you let them be there and beam in the sunlight so they are re-energized. And sometimes you can have that like there for like 3 to 6 hours is really good. And then you will take your crystals and you will see, what kind of crystals do I have? How can I use them in the best way to create the most sacred energy in my home? So if you, first of all, and right now, we all want higher protection. We are, all vulnerable to connect in with sickness and illness and chaos. And so we want to protect our family. We want to protect ourselves. And so you can get a white quartz crystal. So think about the left image there is a white quartz crystal. And if you really want higher protection for your home, you could actually place in every corner of your home or apartment, but like the most outward corners of your house or apartment, a little white quartz crystal. It doesn't have to be that big, as this one can be literally a little one, a little handful one. And as you're putting them in the corners, but on the ground, yeah, not on the ceiling, but on the ground, you're actually creating a sacred energy. And as you put the crystals there, put the intention there. This is for higher protection. If you want your children to be more protected, or your grandchildren, you can take like one bigger white quartz crystal and put it in the west of your home or in the west of your living room. Yeah, it's always better to put crystals not on the ground, but put them on a little table or on a cabinet so that you can see them. For this case, if you want to have more intuition and be more connected with that sacred energy that you are, and your spirit, your intuition, then use an amethyst. It's like this a violet purple crystal, and put it in the northeast of your home or the northeast of your living room. If in the northeast of your home is a garage or a bathroom, I would definitely put it in your living room. So you're centering yourself in the center of your living room, and then you look where is the northeast and place it there. Hey, if you want to improve your love and romance, then you go for rose quartz, like a rose energy of a crystal, and you put it in the southwest of your home or in the southwest of your bedroom. So that is wonderful. Now, how to even affect more of your sacredness energy, I want to give you a few tips on etheric oils, essential oils, sometimes people call it. So if you want to clear the energy, and especially if you're at home all the time, you know, your heaviness of your thoughts and your feelings and your actions and what is going on in the world, it kind of slips into the aura field of a house. So make sure you get some lavender essential oil, and you can put it in a spray. You can make a lavender mist with it, with adding some water and then with a spray, and just spray it in your space in the morning, right? Just in the morning when you wake up, you can put it in the corners. You can just spray it when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep in your bedroom. It will clear the stress of the day. You can also put a few lavender essential oils on your pillow, left and right, like so if you turn your head, and you will have such a much better sleep. You can also use vanilla essential oil to create more harmony. So especially even if you can work with candles, and there's a vanilla scented candle, and you put it on the coffee table in your living room, everybody will feel much more in harmony, and there will be much less conflicts between the people living in the house. If you really want to go to a higher spiritual growth, then ylang ylang, it's depending on which language you are, is a very good one to place. I also love that actually on my pillow if I want very special dreams. I want clarity during my dreams, I put it on my pillow, but definitely in a place where you meditate. And you can even put it on your pulses like this, any essential oil, you put it on the pulses, you breathe it, and you kind of bring it into your aura field. And like I said, you can also work with candles to create some more sacred space. And so you can take any new candle that you have, and you can use some lavender essential oil or ylang ylang to activate it. Yeah. There are certain colors of candle that work better for the one or the other. So if you want more purity, more innocence, more integrity, more finding your true value, you can work with a white color candle. If you want some more joy, you feel like, oh, everybody's a little bit depressed, there's not so much fun anymore, then choose for an orange candle and put that on the table when you're in the coffee table, or put it on the dining room table, so that you will feel people will have such a more wonderful energy connecting with themselves. If you want some more romantic energy, you know, because we cannot always go outside to have romantic dinner, so you can do an in-house romantic dinner. Make sure you have a rose-colored candle that you can put out. If you feel you need some time for healing, emotional healing, physical healing, choose a green color candle, and the best is a more darker green. If you feel like there's not enough clarity, like you don't know what is the future bringing, and you want to meditate about this, and you're writing your goals, or you're perhaps writing your life book, you're making your vision board, take an aqua blue candle. Again, they don't have to be big candles. It can just be a long candle that you're putting out. It can be a candle in a little cup that you put in, can be a tea candle, tea light. So it's just a color creates that vibration. And of course, if you want your abundance to pick up, you can work with a gold color candle, and more success, you can work with a blue color candle. And I'm going to share a little bit more about this to create some sacred activation for your heart. When we talk about that, I will focus on how to activate the candle. But I want to stop sharing now because I can imagine you already have a lot of questions, and I want to make sure Jason can give me some questions.
You bet. Well, first off, thank you so much. You've walked us through a ton of different tools that we can use. And if you are here and you want to get your questions answered, make sure to use the Q&A function on the Zoom webinar and vote up the questions you'd like to see answered. And if you're listening on Facebook, we have a team that's going to be paying attention to your comments, but the Q&As will be prioritized to the people who are part of All Access, who are into this live session as well. One thing I was going to ask you personally before I go to the Q&A, Marie, is I remember we did a few sessions together. We talked about an interview where we talked about success and in the workplace. And I know here the tribe, there's a lot of us, we're 100%, we understand it. We love the idea of putting intention and using these tools as reminders that bring us towards being conscious about what we want in our life. And I wanted to open up with that question. What would you say to the people who feel like, oh my God, these seems like extra step. Does it really work? Like, where's this, like, how do I get started with that? And how do you usually speak to someone who might be more skeptical about these methods?
Well, you know, feng shui is around for 4,000 years. I always trust things that are around for a long time because it's like yoga, acupuncture, you know. So think about, you know, when you are into more Eastern philosophies, we know that they understand the flow of energy, and they have done the flow of energy on acupuncture, on qigong, or tai chi. Well, feng shui is the same, but in your environment. And so I always say, look, there are people, top people, for thousands of years, they have used this information, top clients, top CEOs. If I look at my clients, like people like Steven Spielberg, Rolling Stones, Big Sean, like the rapper, you know, so many top people, CEO of Fortune 500 companies that are using this information because they know sometimes they're hitting a ceiling. And they're hitting a ceiling with their mind, they're hitting a ceiling with their intention because the environment is sometimes telling a different story. So you need to align everything. You need to align your spirit. You need to align your intention. You need to align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with what is around you. So I just always say to people, give it a try. It's very easy. You know, you try it out. You get to look at your success direction, change a few things, start doing the feng shui quest. It is so easy steps and practical, but there's thousands and thousands of people worldwide that are practicing these easy steps with an amazing results, because ultimately we are doing something practical. And it's not always so easy to change your mindset, but changing your environment is a quite quick thing to do.
I love it. And this is exactly what I noticed when I started practicing your methods. For example, I have a corner that I set up with success. I have all my medals for any race that I've done. So every time I see it, I remember how much I care about success. When I look at the health direction, I always get reminded how much I care about these things. And to me, that's like the prime that gets me always going. And I see how everything aligns. So it's absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to go over to some of the questions we have here. Now, Marie, did you want me to, there was some very home specific questions that I see are leveling up. I'll ask one of them and we can continue down that path, and I'll try to vary it around. But here, somebody actually asked to remain anonymous. And their question here, which is the most upvoted one, is what can we do if our success direction is facing the door of the washroom or the toilet?
Yes. So yeah, sometimes, you know, in every room, it's not always perfect, right? So you will see in the app, you know, you have your success direction, but you will see there are some other directions, right? So there is relationship, there's wisdom, there's health. So, but you start always first looking at your success direction. So if there is a door there, make sure the door is closed. If it's going to your laundry or your bathroom, close the door and hang something on that door. Like you can put an image there, or you can always think, I can put it next to it or above it. And sometimes in your office, it doesn't work, but then it works in your bedroom or it works in your living room. So at least try to have one of these three areas that you activate your success direction. Yeah. And if you cannot do it, then make sure you put a good energy into your relationship energy, or very good energy into your wisdom direction, because then still at least you create a sacred space for yourself towards success and abundance.
I love it. And I know a lot of people here are asking about how to get this app. You can go on the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store, look for Marie Diamond. You will see the app there. And we've also posted the link in the chat here for the Zoom. Now, there was a question here from Giot, who was actually talking about, we mentioned crystals. We also mentioned essential oils. What does the role of sage play in helping clearing negative energy? If yes, is this something we use daily? Do you recommend it? We'd love to know your thoughts.
Yes, so definitely there are some traditions that love sage, right? So I myself don't use it. And I'm telling you why. I'm allergic to it. It's very funny, but I react allergic to sage. So another thing you can do is work with lavender. Right, so lavender and sage have the similar aspect. They clear the energy. So if it's something you like, please do so, right? But I would not do it every day, right? Saging is really quite intense and the smell is quite intense. So you can do it definitely, every month, for example, whenever you feel the energy is too intense. Lavender is easier. You can, in a way, do it every day. The smell doesn't last so long, but still the vibration is the same. So it depends what you really love. If you love saging, please go ahead and do it. But I found an alternative that it's easier for people to find. Finding lavender essential oil is easy because everywhere in the world it is available.
I love it. And we'll go one more question so you can go into the part two of your presentation. And this is a combination of questions. I'm seeing a lot of patterns where people are asking, what happens if I'm in a smaller unit? For example, I'm in a studio, right? We have the bedroom, the living room, the kitchen. It seems more combined. Do you have some advice on what to do about optimizing your house if you're seeing that many rooms are combined into one?
Yes, so sometimes that happens. And I started off like this too. I started in the studio, right, many, many years ago. So one of the things I always say to people is when you live and work in the same place, and when you sleep and work in the same place, it's quite difficult because one part of your life, you're sleeping, one part of your life, you're working, you're living. So try to find some dividing elements, right? So for example, if you're working in the same space as you're sleeping, make sure you have a dividing screen or a paravan, and that when you are working, make sure you are putting a screen towards your bed so you don't see your bed, because otherwise you are not so strong in creating abundance, because part of your brain's like, oh, I want to go to sleep. So put a divider of a dividing element in front of your computer or in your office while you're sleeping, so that your brain is subconsciously not saying, oh, I still need to work. So create dividers if possible, as you are dividing the energy between day and night. That will already bring you far away.
It's incredible, Marie. You mentioned this story, and I'm pulled back to my early 20s when I started my first company with my best friends, and we decided to do the office in the basement where I also had my bedroom. And I actually went into a depression. I couldn't sleep because every moment I was sleeping, I was not working, whereas because I was in the environment of the office. So I can't more than recommend the fact that the divider needs to be there. It's been like, that was the hardest time for me. There's a lot of questions still coming in. So I'll ask people to pay attention to those questions, read the ones that are there, upvote the ones you want to have answered. I want to give you some more space because I know you have a part 2 to your presentation, Marie, and we can do some more Q&A towards the end.
For sure. Okay, thank you so very much. So I want to go back to the candle activation. So when you have a candle, and let's say this is the candle you have, and the candles is, for example, in here, what you're doing is you take a new candle, right? It's always best for candle activation to use something that hasn't been used. You put some lavender oil or ylang ylang, they are the best to work with, and you put it in your hands, right? And then you are literally holding your candle on your hand. It's not lit, right? This is an unlit candle. And then you take the other hand, and you can take whatever hand you are as most dominant, left or right. And then you put your hand on the candle. So even if you cannot touch the candle itself, it just needs to be in the aura field of that candle. And as you're putting it on that candle, yeah, you are going to put an intention in the candle. So let's say if this is a white candle, I have now here a white candle, I will then make sure I put an activation of purity, of um, um, integrity, strength. You can also put that in white. So you can just put that in there and you hold it for 9 seconds. Yeah, let's say this would be an orange candle. Then I put again my hand on it, and it's like out of your hand, out of the hand chakra, you pour the intention, and you said, I activate this candle with joy. Yeah, and you hold it for 9 seconds. Once you have done that, you can lit the candle. Yeah, and then for sure you lit the candle for 9 minutes. So the number 9 is the number of completion and intention in Feng Shui. So as you're doing that and you lit a candle for 9 minutes, then your candle is activated. And then you can also make sure you take the candle out, but never blow the candle out. The candle that is activated and with intention, you don't want to blow it out. You just with wet fingers or with putting something on it so that it has no air anymore. So that is you can do. But the first time you have to lit a candle for 9 minutes. Of course, you can do it for longer, but not shorter than 9 minutes. So I wanted to give you that candle activation, right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to do a little work on our heart, yeah? Because now during this time, we all have been under stress, right? Because this is a transforming time. And it is a time where we don't know how the future world would look like. It is like a time where there's a new normal, right? And so in order to connect with that new normal, that new vibration, that new energy, the rising energy that is happening, and there are rising two kinds of energies. There's a rising of chaos right now, so it's like there's more and more chaos happening in the world, but there's also a rising energy of love and collaboration and reaching out, and the rising energy of justice and brotherhood and looking for new freedoms. And so there's all these new energies that are coming up in the world. And between all of that, we need to really connect in with the heart. And that's why I would love for you to activate a candle, right? And then lit a candle and do a heart meditation. And so I'm going to lead you into a heart meditation because when we all do that together, we are really making a difference, not just for you, but also for everybody present, and for your family, and for your community, and for the world. Because right now, it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of awareness to choose for love. And so a lot of people are, I would say, almost dragged down into the chaos. And it's really not easy because we do not know the future. But you have to understand two things. Yeah. So we can live in the past. And when we live in the past and say, oh, it was such a great time. And, I had this job and I had all these wonderful things happening. And I could go to Mind Valley University last year. And you go in the past, and I always say to people, come back. Come back to the present, because ultimately you cannot live there anymore. Yeah, it is gone, right? So come back and come back to the heart. And then some of us will go and live in the future, right? Like, I'm in fear for the future and I don't know what the future is going to hold. And so we are already putting our intention to a future that we don't know and that is uncertain. But still, I would say to you, come back to now, because ultimately the only thing you have is now. Yeah. So let us do a little meditation to clear the past, to clear the future from any fear, from any stress, and to remain in the sacred space of your heart. So may I invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And as you take a deep breath in and out, Just imagine you're in a beautiful space in nature. The sun is shining, and your whole body is filled with that sunlight from your head till your feet, and from your skin till deep in your cells. And all the stress, all the pain, all the uncertainty, just let it go now. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Let all the shadow energy, the less light, your negative thoughts and feelings, just your judgments, just let them go right now. They are not longer serving you. Beautiful. And also imagine that this white light is in your aura field, and your aura field is about an arm length all around you and above you. And so all the heaviness that you're carrying there, just bring that sunlight into that field. It's like showering down all the heaviness, the density, the stress, and you're kind of pouring it down to the earth and just make it totally free and open. Beautiful. Now imagine that the color royal blue, and royal blue is a warm blue that gives protection, gives you power. So imagine that around this white light you just created, there is like a firewall of royal blue energy around your aura field, under your feet. And you're actually saying, I am the power of the universe within me and around me. And you're claiming the protection, you're claiming this power vibration so that only positive energy can come to you, and all negative vibration, you just leave it outside of your light. And take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. And now imagine you're connecting in with your heart, your sacred heart, your heart chakra, in the middle of your torso. And breathe into that space with the intention to be here and now. And now imagine you have like the sword of a king, or the sword of a knight, or even like a laser beam sword of Star Wars with a royal blue energy. And you take that sword, and everything that's to the left of you is from the past. So imagine that you are cutting all the cords, the links of the past, all your past judgments, your failures, all the negative experiences that you're still holding on to and that still are waiting on your heart. And so cut all these cords to the left of your body. So think about from the left side of your body till the left side of your shoulders, till the back of your body, all the left side. You just cut all these links and I say, let go now. Say to yourself, I let go of all the things in the past that do not longer serve me. I'm grateful for the experience, but I let them go. Take a deep breath in and let them go. And focus again on the sword or the laser beam sword that you have in your hands. And all the fears that you have for the future, all the uncertainties that you have for the future. Take that sword and cut now all these judgments and fears for the future that are on the right side of your body. They always have the tendency to hang out there. Cut them through. All the ones on the right shoulder, the right arm, the right side of your body and aura field, till the back of your body, all the right side. Cut them through and just say, I let go of any negative intentions and judgments and fears of the future. And take a deep breath in and let them go. And now you have let go of the past and you have let go of the future. Focus again on your heart now, on that sacred space of your heart. Let go of the sword. And just imagine now that in your heart there is this beautiful rose energy. And rose stands for unconditional love. And it's like you're placing this most beautiful rose lotus in your heart space. And give yourself permission now to love yourself. To be present in the sacred space of your body. And just relax into that. And now, as you are in that sacred space of your heart, we are connecting each other's heart. So imagine that from your heart, a beautiful rose ray of light is sent out to everyone present or everyone ever listening and watching. Send it out now and receive at the same time as we're sending out this love, this unconditional love. Also receive, be open to receive. Some of you are great givers of love, but not so good at receiving love. So receive now all this love back into your heart. And send this unconditional love now to your family, to their hearts, to your children, to your parents, to your siblings, to your extended family. Even if they are not even open to it, just send it out as you're practicing the sacred heart. Your heart will become stronger for yourself. Send it out to your friends, wherever they might be. Send it out to your community, your social media community, perhaps your sports community, the community where you live, wherever that might be. Send out now this ray of light from this rose flower, this rose lotus, to all directions that you can, and send it even to the leaders of your community, the leaders of your country, the leaders of the world, as some of them are not able to go there, but at least if we all send out this love, these rays will go through to their experience. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, and now just be back into your beautiful space in your sacred heart and see how, as you've been receiving, that this rose lotus is growing. It's opening up, receiving all this beautiful unconditional love from this Mind Valley community. Connect it with your heart. And then from your heart space, send it to every place in your body that you need that unconditional love. Because unconditional love is the best way of healing. So send it to your mind if your mind needs healing. Send it to your emotions. If your emotions need healing, send it to parts of your body where you need physical healing. But also send it now from this beautiful rose lotus, send it out from your heart now into your home. Fill your home from the sacred space in you. Send it to every corner of your home. Fill every place of your home. Your bedroom, your office, the kitchen, the laundry, the children's rooms, every space, fill that now with this unconditional love so that you are not only connected with your sacred heart, but that your home becomes a sacred heart in the world. And see your whole home filled with this beautiful rose essence. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out, come back to yourself. Bring your hands together, move your hands, bring your warm hands in front of your eyes, open your eyes and let go of your hands. Okay, so let us know how you felt by doing this. Okay, I think we have some more time for questions, I think.
Hey, Marie, thank you so much for guiding us through that practice. I could see all the love coming in the chat right now. That was so powerful and so emotional. And so thank you so much for this. And I just want to give a reassurance to everybody as well who are watching on the live stream that you'll be able to see this instantly as a replay if you want to practice this meditation. If you just jumped in, it was a powerful meditation and experience, and you can go back to the beginning of the presentation where a lot of other ideas around Feng Shui were shared so that you can actually start applying them right away. Marie, we do have some amazing questions, a few of them that are very relevant to the first part of the presentation that I did want to bring up here as well. You talked about the app, you talked about the different directions that we can have. And I think one of the things that is happening now more than ever is we're finding ourselves with various individuals in the house who may have different numbers. And so Humaira Bad, as well as Melissa Borden, were asking, what do we do with the fact that some people have completely different compasses as ourselves?
Yes, so actually that's totally fine. First of all, don't get upset, like I have a different number. Do I match with that partner? Of course you do. So one of the things is you're going to check out what is the success direction of your partner, or your child. So you first check it out, and it will be already interesting to understand what it is. And one of the things you can always look at is if it's for your child, only activate the child in its own bedroom. So you don't have to activate the child in your bedroom or your office, right? So in your office, if you are the only user of that space, then you focus on you there, right? In the living room, sometimes you want to focus on several people, but that's not always necessary. If at least in one room, the energy is activated, you'll be fine. This is good. So in a bedroom, sometimes, for example, my husband and I have different success directions. He doesn't have an office, right? So I then make sure I focus on his success direction in the living room because he spends the most time there, yeah? And I always activate his bedroom, right? And in my bedroom, I activate both my success direction and his success direction because we're both sleeping in the same room, of course. So, so it's not always in the same place that you have to activate this energy. And so as you're activating something and you put something in a certain direction, always do the right intention. Say, I'm activating this space for me, or I'm activating this area for my husband, I'm activating it for my beloved. So always put an intention for who and what you are activating it.
Incredible. And so the follow-up question that I know was being asked was also around clutter. Like there's maybe a dispute within two partners saying that, okay, I want to put all my things here, but then you see it as a corner that you need to activate. How do you usually reconcile those?
Yeah. Well, I always say, you know, if you want success in life, you have to have a decluttered life, a decluttered home. Because when you are in a cluttered area, it's harder to be concentrated and focused. And all the wealthy people that I know, they have a decluttered space. Of course, you can say, well, they have some help with that, but you know, in the beginning, you have to do it yourself for sure. So you have to understand and explain to your partner, for example, or your children, look, when you put something there, it really affects me. Yeah. So sometimes you cannot move it right away, but then make sure you put it in a box, you put it in a closet. Always remember what you don't see visually is not affecting you. So even if you have a closet there and there's a lot of clutter inside, as long as it's closed, it's better. I would still go and make it decluttered, but sometimes you just have to say, well, I'm going to put it in a box. I have to put it in a closet. And I will put still some beautiful things in that area. So it's retraining yourself, but I always suggest people to let go of 10 to 25% of what you have, because we all have too much. Literally, we do. So the more you let go of, the more you open yourself up to abundance and success.
I find it so interesting seeing the comments that are coming in. So many people are realizing how much they have clutter in their success directions. That is correlating with, as well as some of the possible struggles that might be happening when it comes to attracting more success. I have an interesting one here. This is from Dewi, and Dewi was asking about what would you say around places, and the term used here is haunted, but where there's histories of possibly battlefields, certain properties seem to drain energy. And in this case for Dewi, she found herself actually having her health being affected. They actually decided to move away from this home. Is there anything that can be done if you're standing in a place that has a negative history? What would be your opinions on that?
Well, this is not part of what we're talking about right now, but there's definitely these places do exist. So sometimes it's what people do is they move away from it. But there are some ways to work with that. I think we touch part of that in the feng shui, your life. But it's also sometimes because there's a lot of stress there, geopathic stress. There can be historical stress. It can be that there's so much electricity there. So that is something more when I work with dowsing, as a dowsing master, that we start clearing that. But what you can already do is work with the lavender. The lavender is, and spraying the mist around, you will clear up the vibrations already from what has been happening there. So lavender mist, but then do it 9 days in a row. So spraying the whole house. And also what's really good is to take some sea salt, like a handful of sea salt, and put it in every corner of the house and leave it there for 7 days before you vacuum, because the sea salt absorbs the negative energy, especially when you move into a new house. I always do that because, you don't know what has happened there from the previous tenants or previous owners. So you want to absorb the negative energy, any stress that has been there.
Wonderful. And so as you mentioned a little earlier, you made a hint towards reducing the number of things when it comes to clutter and such. What were your views around minimalism? Is this something that should be encouraged, and how does it play with Feng Shui?
Well, I would say don't go too minimalistic, right? So feng shui is also making sure there's harmony in your environment. So I would not put 5 images out if 1 image is enough, right? I always say everything you place has to have some space around it. So if you put a candle, right, and right away next to it, you put this, right? Then there's no space. So make sure there is space. Everything has an aura field, So I would never put 2 items too close, or like if you have a closet and you put a lot of little figurines in it, it's too, there's no space, and then you actually will feel no space in your life. So everything you place must have a little bit of space around it. That means for images, for statues, for plants, just let everything breathe. And so it's about harmony. It's not about just one thing is enough, because we have wonderful things, but make sure it's not all together in a little space. You don't want things to be cramped, because you will feel cramped in your life.
That's amazing. There was one more question I thought would be actually really interesting. The person decided to stay anonymous for asking it, but they were asking the fact that, isn't all space sacred? Why do we need to find directions for anything when it comes to Feng Shui?
So what we have seen is that indeed in energy, everything is sacred, right? But we live in a 3-dimensional world. And in a 3-dimensional world, we need to tap into that sacred energy. The sacred vibration is a 5th-dimensional vibration. But in the 3-dimensional world and in structure, like literally we have compass energies, we have directions. Certain areas give a stronger access to that sacred energy. And that is based on your birthday. And this is what the Feng Shui masters 4,000 years ago have really understood, that not everybody has the same access to that sacred energy. Once you understand that and you work with that, your life becomes more enlightened, more inspired. And so when I start acting and practicing Feng Shui, it was because I want everybody to reach enlightenment. Yeah, because so many times we want to reach enlightenment, we want to go to a higher level of our consciousness, but our space is not supporting that. There's no foundation for it, and we cannot all go to beautiful temples and beautiful mountains. You have to understand, we are now in a time where reaching enlightenment, reaching a high level of consciousness has to happen where you live, where you work. This is what these times are showing us. We need to do it where you are, where your body and your presence is.
That's incredible. Marie Diamond, thank you so much for sharing all these practical ways that we can activate the home and apply these concepts of Feng Shui. If those of you who have just joined in, make sure to go to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store where you can find Marie Diamond's app. Just search for Marie Diamond. I know the team is going to put the links in the chat as well. Make sure to go to mariediamond.com to see more information when it comes to Feng Shui. And of course, if you are a Mindvalley student, definitely go and have a look for Feng Shui for Life. I know that we've been big time practicers, myself and my partner. We've done a lot of optimization. We even have your activation cards, Marie. We absolutely love using those products. And so I just want to give you one more opportunity if there was any closing words you wanted to share with the tribe.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Mindvalley to give me the opportunity to touch and be connected with you today. And I hope you have a wonderful time in the rest of Mindvalley online, but also that the best is still to come for you. And I want to hold the space for you, but make sure your space in your heart and in your environment is activated so that you will have the most amazing future possible. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, Marie Diamond. Let's make sure we send a ton of love to Marie Diamond. All of the links to her platform have been shared. Find her on social media and go and share and express your love as well. Remember, if you're posting on Instagram, you can also use the hashtag Mindvalley. And this would be the time that you can actually take a moment to fill the poll. We'll have the poll come up here so you can actually go ahead and rate it from 1 to 5. How much did you enjoy this session? And if you're tuning in on Facebook Live, this was a taste of one of our sessions that we do. We've been having sessions all week. We're going to continue to have them all week. So if you are a Mindvalley All Access member, you can join us here on the Zoom session where we're having a lot of interactions. We're using the Q&A and the chat is going on as well. But we want to make sure that this session was available to you so you can get a taste. And it's very prescriptive. I love how Marie Diamond will give you some steps that you can apply that are very prescriptive. So if you've just joined late, make sure to start back at the beginning of this video. You will see she walks us through slides where there's some specific action steps that you can take that will really activate the Feng Shui energy within your home, which is going to be very, very powerful, especially in these times where the home is where we are spending 90% of our time, especially if you're during quarantine. You'll realize that when you set so much more intention about the way that you structure the home, it's like your 3D vision board. I love that statement from Marie Diamond, whereas the home is that 3D vision board. It is 30%, 33% of the law of attraction as well. Powerful stuff. If you've enjoyed this Facebook Live, let us know if you've enjoyed this. Make sure you share it off and let us know if you'd like to see more sessions go live. We might be able to sneak a few more. For everybody on the Zoom call, I am here with you. We're going to be back in about 15 minutes or 13 minutes at this time. We're going to have the one and only Vishen Lakhiani coming here to join us. Thank you for taking the time to fill the survey. So take a moment, go download that app, go find out your Feng Shui number, get a hold of your directions, and maybe you can do a few tweaks to your environment right now as we wait 15 minutes to come back for Mindvalley University Online 2020, part 2 of our speakers. Thank you all for joining, and I will see you soon.